And joining me live now in his first interview on this subject is Bengaluru South Member of Parliament from the Lok Sabha, Tejasvi Surya, who joins me live tonight from Washington, D.C. Remember, he's part of that delegation, multi-party delegation that's gone to the United States and elsewhere, carrying India's Operation Sindoor message. My first question to you, Tejasvi, is about the tweet that you put out earlier. It was a satirical tweet, which we'll put on our screens in a moment, where you've actually, attacked D.K. Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah, saying that they have acted like they have won the IPL and that they had nothing to do with what happened in that stampede.
Well, Shiv, the tweet is very clear. It speaks for itself. We are, RCB fans. We have waited for 18 long years that our club that we love so much, win this tournament. And finally, it has happened under the leadership of our Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister. We have clearly seen how the Deputy Chief Minister was in the center of the celebrations, holding up the trophy, like he has, sweat, blood and tears to win it for the team. We have also seen how the Chief Minister and him and his cabinet, played so well on the field. The boys played well. They fielded very well. The bowling was spot on. And the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister's leadership skills, especially on the field, was spot on. And, most importantly, my grouse is with RCB and, Virat Kohli and the players, because they did not take care of the security arrangements in the celebrations, that ensued in Bangalore. And I'm really, glad that the Bangalore Police Commissioner is suspended. And RCB's marketing chief is now arrested because, security arrangements is primarily the domain of RCB and, the cricketers, and they should have been held accountable. And now I'm glad that they are held accountable. And because our Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister are such great leaders on the cricketing field, I hope that now with things all settled and RCB marketing chief arrested and FIR filed against RCB for not, taking adequate security measures, our Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister will be free to go and practice nets in Chinnaswamy Stadium for the next IPL, season. This is what is happening in Karnataka, Shiv. This may seem satirical. This may seem a take filled with sarcasm.
Yeah.
But honestly, this is what is going on. This is a joke that is being played. Look at the way D.K. Shivkumar has posed with the IPL Cup. Honestly, what has he done to achieve it? In the last 18 years, what has CM Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivkumar done to support the local cricketing talent in Karnataka? What have they done to partake undeservingly in this glory of RCB's victory? On the stage that day, you saw son-in-laws, daughter-in-laws, grandsons, great-grandchildren of both Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah all on stage, taking selfies with Virat Kohli, posing with sunglasses as though they themselves have won the cup. What drama is this? And an honest police officer who is actually known for his integrity, a very few of such people remaining in the system these days, he is suspended. RCB is being hounded. And the political secretary of the Chief Minister, who advised the Chief Minister to not actually go ahead with the celebrations, is now sacked.
Yeah.
The two people who are primarily responsible for what happened are the CM and DCM. And to save their own skin, they are going about on a firing spree, starting from the police commissioner to the RCB head to his own political secretary. I don't know, Shiv, if you remember this movie Borat.
Yeah.
In this dictator from Kazakhstan, left, center, right, and center, he keeps firing everybody. to suit his political whim.
Yeah.
Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar appear to be like the dictator from Borat movie, at least today. Sad state of affairs.
Okay. No, there's a lot of satire and sarcasm in what you said in that tweet. But, this is a terribly serious issue, Tejasvi. And also, the chronology shows, and through our reporting, even though the Siddaramaiah government and its team says there has been clear dereliction of duty by the police, and that's why action has been taken against them, there is a sense that scapegoating has taken place despite evidence of some kind of a pushback and caution from the police about not hurrying into this kind of celebration.
Shiv, I saw somebody commenting that is this not an intelligence failure and all of these things. This is not some counter-terrorism operation where you need, specific intelligence inputs. This is not a failure that can be, attributed to lack of intelligence input. It is a failure because of natural stupidity of Shiv Kumar and Chief Minister. This is not lack of intelligence inputs from the police commissioner. Any person who has a reasonable sense of how things go will anticipate that if the state government, starting with the chief minister, gives an open invitation for a grand celebration on the steps of Vidhan Saudha, people are bound to come in lakhs and lakhs of numbers. You don't need an IPS officer or an intelligence chief of the state police to tell you that lakhs of people will turn up, that there is going to be an emotional frenzy. And if you don't realize it speaks volumes of your stupidity. And you don't have a right to hold public office if this is your intellectual ability of comprehension. So you invite lakhs of people, you don't make arrangements, you do not take care of the protocols to be put in place. You bring your entire extended family to stand on the stage along with these cricketers, take selfies, hog the limelight, snatch the trophy from their hand and hold it high up as though you have actually earned it. And then when all hell breaks loose, you go about on a firing spree to save your skin. There cannot be something more shameless than this. Very, very unfortunate. And your FIR and what you have now accessed very clearly demonstrates that the police and the political secretary both had specifically instructed the chief minister and deputy chief minister that it would be hazardous to go ahead with the celebrations right away.
Yeah, that's right.
And I have a question to ask. It's not the first time that celebrations of this kind have been arranged in this country. After we won the World Cup, there was a huge parade that was organized in Mumbai. Close to 15-16 lakh people participated in it. Not a single untoward incident took place. Why? Because it was well managed, well planned, well organized. This is extremely unfortunate. This was an avoidable but man-made, man-created, Shiv Kumar and Siddaramaiah created tragedy.
Tejasvi, the high-profile arrest that took place last night is Nikhil Sosale, who's said to be the marketing chief of the Royal Challengers, Bengaluru. We've seen pictures of him, some kind of a flamboyant figure, very highly visible on the party circuit, well connected, obviously, close or acquainted with celebrities like Virat Kohli and Anushka and others. What did you make of that?
The primary person who is responsible for this is actually RCB, it's players. It's not, DCM and the chief minister. There are at least 20 minutes worth footage that is available of the deputy chief minister holding a RCB flag in hand, sitting in his government car and going all around the city. From HAL airport, Vidhan Saudha, the main roads, Kabban Road, everywhere. Then he is also seen in Chinnaswamy Stadium holding the trophy. All of this is available. But now you go after some Nikhil Sosale, who you don't even know, who is some marketing head of RCB. and your project, and you're going and arresting him at 3:30 in the night. I mean, I wish this kind of alacrity is shown in catching drug dealers, Naxalites, terrorists. Now, what a joke is this? I'm surprised they have not filed FIRs against Virat Kohli and the cricketers for actually being the primary contributors of this. Because they won the cup, this entire thing started. I will not be surprised if this state government actually makes such foolish steps. There are only two people who need to be held accountable because they are the bosses. Even in law, there is a principle of vicarious liability.
Yeah, that's right.
If your driver commits a mistake or gets into an accident, the owner of the car is responsible. If your servant makes a mistake, then the owner is also responsible. Because finally the buck stops with the leader. It stops with the boss. That is the principle of vicarious liability. In Karnataka, it is completely different. The boss instructs, but everybody else down the chain will suffer the consequences if things go wrong. These people were trying their very best to take credit, which was not even theirs. But today, when they have to face bullets and backlash, they are nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
This is the worst kind of leadership that anybody can display, and unfortunately, my state is displaying it today.
For 48 hours, all we have actually seen is that kind of a blame shifting. These calls for resignation happen from both sides. When the BJP is in charge, the Congress asks for resignations. Now the BJP is doing the same of the Congress government. But as the Bengaluru South MP, Tejasvi, what are you asking for? Since the two people you mentioned as being responsible are literally in charge, but there hasn't been any sense of accountability so far.
Well, if they are really sincere about this, either of them should take complete accountability and they must resign. There is no other shortcut to this. They must come out in open, hold themselves accountable. And if they can file an FIR against RCB, if an FIR can be filed against cricket board, because they were the so-called organizers, why isn't an FIR also registered against the chief minister and the deputy chief minister? Because the government celebrations happened in their leadership. It was the state Department of Protocol and Public Relations that organized the program. It was the state DPAR department that organized the program. It was the chief minister and the deputy chief minister who gave open invitations on their social media, inviting people to come. If organizer RCB can be went after and arrested, if KCA is held responsible because they are an organizer, why is the chief minister and deputy chief minister, who were equally responsible as organizers, not being charged in the FIR? Second, there has to be a monetary compensation that must be given to the 11 families. This was a completely avoidable, man-made disaster. This was a government orchestrated disaster. This was a CM DCM orchestrated disaster. Many of those who died are young people who would have otherwise had a bright future ahead of them, a full life to be lived. While money cannot bring back lost lives, their families need to be supported. And I personally feel that the CM and the DCM must be personally held liable to be accountable for this compensation and not out of the state funds. Both the CM and the deputy chief minister face allegations of bribery and corruption worth thousands of crores. The Enforcement Directorate, the CBI, everybody are behind them. They can definitely spare a few crores to support these families who unfortunately lost their bread earners because these two people wanted to capture the limelight which they did not deserve. Third, though RCB and the cricketers are directly not responsible for this, I still feel it's a moral duty and a moral obligation for
Absolutely.
RCB and the cricketers to come forward and support these the families of these fans. RCB has supported them in terms of victory and most importantly in terms of their losses as well. The cricketers as well as RCB has made thousands of crores of the loyalty and the support of these fans. You cannot say that I'm going to be with you only during celebrations, but I'm not going to stand with you during times of your personal distress. This moral leadership, a humanitarian leadership on part of the cricketers and on part of the RCB will actually go down very well and will be remembered very fondly.
Now remember that the Congress government in Karnataka has defended its actions. They say there is no question of scapegoating. That dereliction has definitely been demonstrated and established by the people who've been acted against. But the investigation is on, and the lack of accountability by the persons with whom the buck stops couldn't be more glaring. Tejasvi Surya, thanks for speaking to us here on India Matters.